We've got flags and banners, and if you mind your manners, we might even get to standards and what they represent. So just take my voice's hand and we'll both try to understand how this VexHeads Logic podcast could be flagged for content. Flagged for content.
What's up, VexHeads, and welcome to episode 19 of Flagged for Content. It's the only podcast with a Wednesday release date that regularly comes out on Thursdays. Sorry about that. Some circumstances this week that I just could not quite ignore or get around. But anyway, here we are. We are releasing Thursday, as usual. And I've only got a few things to get through up top here. The first one being our Instagram contest winner. If you don't know, I do an Instagram contest every week to see who can name whatever flag it is that I've taken a picture of on my backyard flagpole. And this week that was the flag of Indianapolis. Thanks, Flags for Good. Also a sponsor, I should go ahead and mention. And the winner of that was at Evan D823. Spelled just like it sounds, EVAND, and then the numerals 823. So go give them a follow on Instagram. It seems to be a pretty cool flag account. So yeah, thanks Evan D823. Evan Dunker, I think it is. A couple other things I wanted to mention is that we do have a Discord. You'll hear it talked about a lot in this episode for basically the reason that a lot of people joined in on our fun of renaming the flag. But yeah, if you want to get a Discord invite, surprise, it's an open invite. You don't have to do anything, jump through any hoops, nothing like that. You can go to flagged.rocks and join that. It's that just links to our link tree and you'll find it there. I did want to mention that we have a Patreon. I don't really have a whole lot to offer on it yet, other than starting with this episode, and I'll probably retroactively do a few. There are going to be ad-free episodes on there, and I think I'll charge probably like $2 a month, like nothing much, not a whole $5, just to kind of cover like operating costs and everything. So if you want to check out our Patreon, just search for Flagged for Content on Patreon, and you should be able to find it. Another thing I wanted to mention is we have an email address. We've actually had one for a while, but I, for some reason, keep forgetting to mention it. It is podcast@flagsforgood.com. And again, Flags for Good, the official sponsor of this show, they have, kind of set us up with a cool email address too. So if you have any questions for the show, but don't quite want to join the Discord, anything like that, go ahead and email me at podcast@flagsforgood.com, and I will get to your questions, your concerns, your whatever. I don't think I have too much else to go over other than this is another video episode, as they all will be from this point on. Again, thanks to Flags for Good. And if you want to check out the reason that I decided to get a haircut, you can go check out the video episode, because it looks like I have a comb over for literally half of it. And so editing that was a lot of fun, because there are some things you just cannot edit out. In any case, yeah, go check out the video version. That's on YouTube. We are, it's youtube.com/@flaggedforcontent on there, or if you just search for Flagged for Content. We're getting up there. We've got 130 subscribers as of recording, so that's very exciting. Anyway, without any further ado, we will go ahead and get into the episode now, because we've got a super exciting guest this week that I was very pumped to get on. I've been kind of reaching out for a minute. Well, that sounds like he didn't want to do the show, but I had been reaching out for literally just a minute, and he responded, a minute later and said, yeah, let's do it. So without any further ado, since I already said that, let's go ahead and get into the show. We have got another amazing guest for you folks this week. You know him from his podcast, What's It Called? With Caleb Synan. You know him from The Late Late Show. And you know him from his album, The Only Man Who Has Ever Had Sex. It's Dave Ross!
Holy shit, what an intro. Thanks, man. Wow.
What's up, Dave?
Oh, what's up, man? Just, came into Brooklyn from Newark today. We were talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's my whole day. That's what's up. I took an Uber I didn't even fly in. It's hard to, it's like too long of a story, honestly, to tell.
Right.
I was in Newark today.
That's travel in big cities, though, man. Because, I know you've got a mic you're doing tonight, too. And you said you need, at least an hour to get there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my fiance about it. I was like, damn, the one thing I don't miss about living in cities is an hour travel time and you're still in the same city.
Yeah, totally. I mean, New York is I actually think that this will be 45 minutes. So I give myself an hour. But
I'd
yeah,
have to, yeah,
there's also a chance. And I mean, there's parts of the city that I can't get to in less than 2 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's also one of the things I love because riding the train rules. So
riding the train does rule.
Yeah. I'm never going to stop being a 10-year-old in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Love riding a train.
Dude, I went to school in Boston, and I have to say I do prefer the T to the Boston's T to the New York subway.
Oh, really?
Just as far as cleanliness and stuff. Yeah.
It's a real tea party up there, huh? Man, that's fun. We're having fun.
We are. Look at us. We're on video. We're having fun.
Wow, I love
making
video.
tea jokes.
Nice. Yeah. Making jokes about our stupid country that started with people throwing tea into the fucking ocean.
Yeah, and just as a preview, there's going to be more of that for the listeners.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, yeah, Dave, we'll get to know you a little bit here in just a sec. But for the listeners, I was going to go over a few of the things that we are going to talk about today. So strap in, listeners. Dave and I are going to, I think we have 3 interesting flags from around the world that I have selected.
And one boring one.
One boring. Dave knows the boring one. He does not know the other 3. So we are basically just going to riff on these other 3 flags, kind of in the vein of a few of our past episodes. And then at the end, yes, the boring one in question, we have renamed, in the vein of what's it called, which we'll talk about in a second, the American flag, Old Glory, the Stars and Stripes, whatever you would normally call it. We've got a few new names for you to call it.
Stars and Stripes.
Yeah. So, yeah, stay tuned for all of that. But like I said, let's get to know you a little bit better first. So
let's go.
Yeah. So
let's
you've
get
got
to know
a
me.
very popular podcast called What's It Called? And could you kind of... Yeah, no, I'm going very popular.
Yeah. I mean, that's nice. I wonder if I would characterize it as very popular, but that's cool to say. And thank you.
I think so. Hey, we'll see how much my listenership jumps after this episode, and then we'll see if it's very popular.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I actually, it's funny. It's weird I think one of the reasons that you say that is that you like it, right? Which I know, you've said and we've talked about, which is cool.
Big
and
fan.
That's the funny thing about podcasting is I don't think that our show isn't popular. We have a devoted following, but I would also say that it's small. We watch the numbers. We're trying to continuously trying to build it. That said, though, I still think it's I don't know. The reason I say all that is not to certainly not to correct you, but it's just sort of even though I would call our show small but mighty, in the sense that whenever people tend to find it, they seem to like it. I'm finding, and I love it the most of anything I've ever done. And the fact that I love it that much, and we because it's also I'm a comedian. I know a lot of comedians. Mm-hmm. For me, if I allow myself to compare myself to other comedians, there are so many comedians that are making a ton of money on their podcasts. And there are people that you've never heard of that have a podcast you've never heard of that make 10 times as much money as Caleb and I make and have 10 or 100 times as amount of the people in the Patreon. But I don't compare. But
they don't have deals with El Segundo.
That's true. They don't. And they don't have as much fun as we have.
Right,
and
exactly.
It's also sort of a thing takes time. You build and build. But I it. To me, what's dope is that I actually like that it's small. And the fact that we love it so much with it being small means we really fucking do. And we're going to keep doing it forever. Caleb and I have already talked about it. Like we couldn't really put our backs into it this year because I moved. And so it sort of became this thing that was just like part of the routine. And in doing that, we were like, shit, man, this is cool. This is like our podcast forever. You and me, we're just going to always do it. And that's cool. That's a really...
I love that.
Yeah.
I have been following and listening to you guys since episode 1, which episode 1 was just Dave interviews Caleb once a month or whatever.
It was going to be
like
a joke.
Some random. Yeah. And you called it What's It Called because you it was basically kind of a placeholder if I'm not.
No, actually. So, I mean, I understand. Yes, it sounds like that. That's funny. But what we did it was like the middle of the pandemic. Caleb and I had been talking about that for a while. I have recording equipment, and I was like, dude, we got nothing going on. Come over to my house, sit on the like patio of my apartment building, and we'll record an episode of this bit we've been talking about for years. And whenever we were at a party together, we would get drunk and laugh about that like some of the time. Like how funny it would be to make a monthly podcast called Once a Month Dave Interviews Caleb. And then every
I remember that.
Yeah. And so the idea was every episode, even though the podcast is called Once a Month Dave Interviews Caleb, there's a picture of me interviewing him as the logo. Every episode, I would be like, please welcome our guest this month, Caleb Simon. And it was always Caleb. And then I would always do a formal interview of Caleb about his life and who he is. And it made us laugh because obviously, like, if you listen to that, episodes of that in a row, it'll drive you fucking insane. And but then we recorded it, and what we didn't expect was to have like really good chemistry. We had like 100 times the fun I would have imagined, and I like a lot of comedians I love, comedians I'm buddies with, comedians I like tour with and stuff, who we're funny when we're on podcasts together, but it's really rare to find somebody where it's like as much of a blast as Caleb and I have. And
you can actually like do it for the long haul and like picture yourself doing that. Like, yeah.
And the more it's cool too, like the more we've worked together, the more it's very clear. Caleb's great because he's so chill. He's just so like, he's just so down to go with the flow in any regard. But usually people that are like that are kind of flaky or they don't do their work or something like that. Mm-hmm. But Caleb is just like down, flexible, always does his work, always has a good attitude. It's really rare. It's cool. It's a really good working relationship. Yeah, but so we recorded it expecting it to be one episode and we would put it up and we would laugh about it, But then I had done What's It Called as a game on my solo podcast. And my buddy Chris, also, I was thinking I would call my solo podcast
Chris Cresswell.
What's It Called? My buddy Chris Cresswell, who does the theme song for What's It Called, who also did the theme song for my solo podcast Get Stupid, and a couple other things. And he's the newest member of Hot Water Music, and he has his own band, the Flatliners. And also, just to plug his shit, his solo shit is really, really good. It's beautiful, and it like helped me through parts of the pandemic for a while. It's just like really soulful, heartfelt, like acoustic singer-songwriter shit. I really like it. But yeah, I thought maybe I was going to call my solo podcast What's It Called? I was losing my mind in quarantine and couldn't figure out how I was going to have a fucking career. And I kept like trying to figure out a project that would be a career. And so I had this theme song I wasn't using that I thought was great. And we knew we wanted to keep doing the show, and we knew we didn't want it to, if we want to do a real show that isn't just a bit that exists in an RSS feed as like, for a laugh, that it shouldn't be called Once a Month Dave Interviews Caleb. So we knew we were going to totally
for like SEO stuff. Yeah.
And we knew we were going to change the name. So I was like, well, if we're going to change the name, what if we change the name every week, but actually we call it What's It Called? And Caleb was like, oh, that's funny. And
and you had the song banked and like everything kind of just
totally. And
came together.
What's funny is that the initial concept actually was the show is called What's It Called? And we don't know what our podcast is called. And then every week we figure out what our podcast is and what it's called. And then we start all over again the next week.
Right.
And
you never quite do figure it out. Yeah.
Totally. And and now after a certain point, we had done that a bunch, and it felt like that gag had been done. So we shifted to changing the names of other things that exist in the world. And I do like, we've also sort of like shifted it like lightly a few times since then. And now we're like doing this thing where we're trying to actually come up with better names for brands than the ones they have, which I like. But I say all this to say, in my heart, what I really want the show to be is every week we don't know what it's called and we figure out what it's called. Like,
yeah,
to me, but that's like, I don't know, that's like a thing that I have in the world. I always like the thing that's a little more inside, a little more fucking weird and conceptual. And
it's a fine line to walk too, I think.
Yeah.
Between like, because you got to walk that line between it being like a little bit inside, but also accessible enough that you
people
get the listeners that you want to, that people find it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, also, like, I think that when you're like always thinking about how to be creative, you can forget, and this is a thing I've been trying to like coach into my brain. You can forget that like not everything about what you do needs to itself be creative. And like the best example of that in podcasting to me is All Fantasy Everything. I don't know if you listen to that show, but so those guys, that show, in my opinion, as a comedy show, is flawless from like a format standpoint. It's just, what it is they do a fantasy draft of every week. It's a different type of, if it's a different fantasy draft of some category of thing that is not sports. And maybe they did do sports at some point, but it's like, 1 week I did an episode where we drafted Seinfeld characters, and it's great because there's 4 or 5 people in the room. And one of the problems with having 4 or 5 people in the room of a comedy podcast is comedians never shut the fuck up. And so you need some direction to tell them when to talk. But then also some comedians never talk. They're not that type of comedian. So they have this great show where everybody is like talking about everyone's responses, but everyone has a turn. So it goes to a person, they say their piece, everyone talks about what they think about that, they laugh, moves on to the next person, continues the flow. But then the other thing about it is the game itself and the things you're coming up with themselves aren't jokes. And I forget, like, everything I've ever made, if you look at it, I'm trying to like break the entire mold of the concept of comedy, which is like, cool. Like, I like shit that does that, but it's not necessary all the time. And I think it gets in the way of you if you're making a weekly thing in a lot of, not always, but a lot of the time. And so, like renaming things that people have heard of, it's a little bit more like invites a lot more people in to enjoy us being ourselves rather than the joke being the things we're saying, if that makes sense.
Right, exactly. No, that makes total sense. And like, I mean, getting into what's it called? The Discord server that you've got set up is actually how I named this show. I don't know if you knew
cool. that. I think I did know that.
I was going to say, you did chime in with a couple. The one that I picked was not yours, actually.
You motherfucker.
I forget. It was, I know, right? It was whoever's Loki Hates You.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes up with great names.
Oh, for everything, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, well, I've got a podcast that I'm looking to start. I know what what it's about. I know kind of I didn't quite know the feel that I was going for, but I knew what it was going to be about, subject matter, all that. And I was like, hey, y'all, I am doing a flag podcast coming up. So, brain trust, come in, help me out, tell me what to name it. And eventually we kind of like, it was almost like a filter. Like they got like better and better and at least like more specific to like kind of what I wanted to do with the show. And then somebody, Loki Hates You, said flagged for content. And I was like, bam. Yeah. That is everything that I want to do with the show. First off, it's got flag in the name. So it's, SEO wise, like that'll get it. And flagged for content, like By the way, I don't know if I told you this up top, but we can say fuck, shit, piss. We can say whatever.
Oh man, I love those
It's flag
words.
for content, baby.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So, I mean, I didn't want to. I knew I wasn't making a podcast with the express purpose of swearing about flags, but I was like, I know myself, and it's gonna come up. It's gonna happen. So
Well, some flags fucking suck, dude.
some flags fucking suck, and
Some flags are the same as other flags. That's always been my thing with flags.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did Italy and Mexico not talk? What the fuck, dude? There's guys.
Italy's
way
like,
more.
all right, you can have it, but you got to put an eagle eating a snake on it. And
Yeah,
they're like, they'll
totally.
never do it. They'll never do this. And
Is that
Mexico's
what-
like, all right,
Is that what the crest in the middle is?
dude, it is an eagle eating a snake.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! I haven't looked at the Mexican flag.
It's
in a long
badass. I'll put it
time.
here in the when I do the video edit. It'll throw in here for
Wow.
the listeners / watchers. But yeah, I mean, there's more to it than that. There's like some like I don't know, olive branches.
There's like
or
leaves and shit.
Yeah,
But it's an eagle eating a snake. for
but it's
sure.
mostly that. I like to think though that Italy was like you said, just like they'll never do this. They'll never go for it.
Are they different shades of red and green? They are. It's like brighter, more primary
Yeah.
colorsy shit for the Italy. Go Mexico.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's a better green. That's a better red.
But then some of them
Fuck
just
Italy.
take one and reverse it. Like there's
Belgium
Ireland.
and Germany.
Belgium and Germany have the same ones, but like flipped kind of
Like
horizontally.
turned 90 degrees. Yeah.
And then there's one that's in a different order, but yeah. And then
in a different order? Oh, really? Which one is in a different order?
I have flags up. You can probably see it in the video.
Ireland and
around
like
the
the
room.
Philippines or something?
Oh no, but Poland and Indonesia and Malta, or not Malta, Monaco, they all have just like red and white ones.
Okay.
And the only difference is like whether the red or white is on top and like what the shade of red is, more or less.
Wow.
They're not that different.
Crazy.
There's a lot of I hesitate to call it thievery, but because I'm sure it
Yeah.
means something to them. But
Man,
in
there's
any
so many
case.
flags. It's weird too. The states have a flag. It's like, do we really need that?
yeah, I was going to ask you actually, like, what your like. I mean, you've obviously got some thoughts on flags, but like,
Clearly.
do you have any kind of like, I don't know,
Favorite
like
flags?
past, favorite flags? Any that you own? Any that you hang up or fly?
Neither
Anything
did
like
I.
that?
To bring up a bummer of a flag, I have a bit about a bummer of a flag.
I can probably guess. It's one or two.
The biggest bummer of the flag in this country, probably.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's directly a part of our history. I suppose that there are other ones that are also.
Yeah, I
fucking
think we're all
terrible.
thinking of the one.
Yeah, the Confederate flag. So when I started touring, I made sure to like most of what I had heard about the South was stereotypes.
Mhm.
And so I was quite frankly afraid. I'm like cuck liberal cries into his diaper fucking artist softy who has jokes about how he's sad and also about how all his friends are gay. And I was like, not only am I going everywhere in this country, these places where I think it's going to be rejected and they're going to punch me right in the nose. I also have to make sure to do all this material.
Sure.
I later discovered on the first tour, like, first of all, it's much more complicated than that. Secondly, it's not just like a nonstop fist fight where you go. It's just like there's undertones is the biggest, like most obvious minute to minute problem. But then the other thing is, if you go to an event, basically anywhere, the people who leave their houses are the ones there. And they tend to be people that want to see cool shit and are interested and like happy that you're there and more open. And I ended up like most of the crowds you get at comedy shows in the South are liberal as fuck because they're like, fuck yeah. Thank you for saying this or whatever.
Yeah, finally, this guy is coming here and saying all the shit that Jethro won't say. Like,
Right, exactly. But, when you're driving around that part of the country, you see Confederate flags. You at least did, 8 years ago when I started touring.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Tennessee for what it's worth. So
yeah, right.
Very
No,
familiar.
totally. And yeah, you see them more, way more than I would have thought. I was really like, damn, this is fucked up. And then driving, I drove from Nashville to New Orleans, or maybe I had a show.
Oh man, that is.
Or maybe it was to Mobile, because I had shows in Mobile and Pensacola. And I don't remember my exact route, but I had to go down 65, and on 65, there's a fucking huge Confederate flag flying over the highway.
I know the one.
Yeah, totally. Like anyone who's made that drive has seen it. And it was like some horrible organization bought the land next to the highway just so they could do that dickheaded shit.
Yeah, basically. And so they can say like, well, you can't tell us to take it down.
Yeah, exactly. And it's massive. So anyway, that's very sad. And I'm sorry I brought it up, because we don't need to think about that sad shit on this flag podcast. But I have a relationship with it in the sense that it drove me so insane that I used to do this thing on stage that honestly wasn't that funny, but I was so mad. I would just be like, I would say this, and it would get applause breaks in the South. And that's like a little bit of cheating. I knew who I was talking to. I knew they would like it. And so I said it. And look, stand-up's hard, you know? They can't all be good jokes you write when you really are scared and want the audience to like you.
A win's a win, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think I would do this now, but I don't know, whatever. I would talk shit about the Confederate flag and say something to the effect of like, and look, you know, I understand that you have Southern pride and you want a flag to represent your Southern pride. How about this? A white flag with a picture of biscuits. How the fuck about that? And the thing is that, like, I don't really think that's a great joke, but I also do think that would be a sick flag for the South. Like,
it kind of would be, dude.
Just on a hot plate, you know what I mean? Steaming.
We need a flag for the South that doesn't have any like racist or unfortunate like historical undertones.
Put all the other good shit in the flag, like Southern hospitality. Maybe there's a picture of like an elderly couple inviting you into their home and handing you the biscuits. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Because people, they're like the Southern hospitality is great. They like kind attitude. That's true. Fucking sweet tea, lemonade, huge porches.
I was gonna say, sweet tea was on my list.
Yeah.
There's an old man up in the mountains just moonshining, and he's like handing you a glass or a jar.
There's another thing, bourbon. Bourbon is great. There's a lot of shit that happens in the South that's cool. Put that on the flag. Why are you fucking like so married to this thing that looks stupid? Quite frankly,
tell Kentucky that, because their flag is fucking terrible. It's not like racist terrible. It's just bad designed. Yeah. It's just like, it's a blue field, like a blue flag with just their like state seal on it. And their state seal is like needlessly complicated.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't think even has a horse on it. So it's like, why bother?
Those state flags are all funny. I know that there are some people that have a lot of state pride, but I live probably the state I have the most pride for is California. It would be either California or New York. And
which one of those has a better flag?
Let me look at New York's flag. I know California's flag very well.
No, sorry. That's a different way of getting there, but that's the exact point that I wanted to make, was because you don't fucking know New York's flag, and you're not alone, even among like plenty of New Yorkers. It's kind of like Kentucky's, where it's just like a blue flag with a seal on it. I think it's got like two like ladies that symbolize whatever.
Liberty
on either
and
side.
Law or whatever. One of
but you know California's.
Yeah, and so the
people around the world know California's. Yeah.
It's funny. This is not what I was going to say. I was actually going to say I think the flag is fucking stupid in California. But now that you say this, I'm not saying
it's my favorite, but it's recognizable anyway.
Yeah. No. I before you said that, I hadn't really realized, like, you know what it is it is like a really great. Just from an aesthetics perspective, it is a really great flag. And I hadn't really thought about that, but it is. It's a huge bear, and it says California Republic with a big red line at the bottom. And it is dope. It is honestly, I would say, a rad flag. What I think is very funny about it is I don't know a single person who lives in California that is like, describe California, and then they say bears. Like, that's not anybody. And there are bears, and there are a lot of bears in parts of California, but like, it's just like not the first thing you think of at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't be for me. I've never been, but
Sorry, you've never been to California?
I've never been to California.
Oh man, it's huge.
Full stop at all.
You would like it. Pick apart and go there. It'll probably be beautiful.
I used to want to go super bad when I was in high school because, buddy, let me tell you, I was a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Significantly less so now, but yeah, back in like, 2003, I was like, man, I want to go to all the, well, if I went to every place that he sang about, I'd have to, have like $1 million, but
yeah, well, that's the most fun part of living in
California.
LA. Yeah. Living in Los Angeles is great because if you like music at all, like chances are just your entire first year there will just be recognizing shit from Chili Peppers songs. Sublime like really name checks a lot of LA, which is fun.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. It's like all Snoop Dogg, all NWA. Sadly, there aren't that many Black Flag songs where they talk about places in LA, which blows because I love them.
Yeah.
Though I did have like a lot of weird old punk records or like shit that I downloaded from LimeWire. And in LA, there's like some funny stuff you'll recognize. Like there's a song by a band called, I think it's by the Dickies, and it's called Okie Dog. And I would listen to it, and it's just like, I don't want an Okie Dog. It'll make me puke all over myself. That's what they say the whole time. Please do not make me eat another Okie Dog. And Okie Dog, I saw it one day. It's a little shack that serves hot dogs and kimchi. And apparently they're fucking gross, but they loved the punk bands in LA and they would give them free hot dogs. And so the bands that were homeless, they would eat these free shitty hot dogs all the time.
Nice.
And LA is great for stuff like that, man.
Yeah, speaking of LA, I just sent you the flag of LA in our Discord chat here.
Oh boy, is this the first one we're going to talk about? Oh yeah, I know this flag.
I didn't want to talk about it too much, but I did want to touch on it because so you are like not the rare person, but like a person who has moved from LA to New York. Yes. I know you've lived in New York previously as well, or New York State anyway.
Yeah.
But as far as the LA flag and the New York City flag, which is that lower one there.
Yeah.
Do you see, like, having lived in both places, like, did you see one a lot more than the other, or do you see them about the same, or haven't really noticed, maybe?
So, yeah, I don't know if I've been in New York City long enough to notice. I've definitely seen this New York flag before, but not very much. Mm-hmm. I have seen the LA flag, but also not much. What I have seen a lot is that crest, the city of LA, like seal in the middle.
That's what Billy Wayne was saying, because like the like police cars have it on the like side or whatever.
Totally, and all the court
and you see
buildings.
It on like government.
Yeah. But I've seen that flag, and I like both. Both these flags are fucking cool. I mean, I'm also a graphic designer, and I'm a real nerd for design, and I've just always really been into simple, attractive designs, and it's like so hard to do something this simple that looks good. And the LA one is so cool because it's like one of the things I really love about Los Angeles is that it doesn't fuck around with letting you know how Mexican it is. It's like it's such a Mexican place. And
this flag definitely does that.
And it does.
It's even got the eagle eating the snake on this. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh,
it's that
wow,
bottom left part.
Cool.
It's like that is the part for Mexico.
That's
anyway,
cool.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's also like an incredibly diverse city. There's like people of all sorts of ethnicities and from all sorts of different countries, Latino countries and otherwise, Latinx. Sorry, but like it is also just there are just so many Mexican people there, and the Mexican culture is such an important part of the city. It like really feeds into every part of the city, and LA like doesn't. I think a lot of places don't swing their dick around about that, or they'll like try to be too American or like ignore their past, or I don't know. I can't even think of examples, but like LA is like, nah, man, this is a Mexican fucking place. And it's
I get what you mean.
Awesome.
Like they lean into it like real hard. Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Like, I definitely need to make it out there at some point. Just like, I mean, honestly, just for half of the shit I hear about like the food at this place or that place. And like listening as a like avid podcast listener as well. like most of the podcasts I listen to, at least one of the hosts
LA
is based
based.
in LA, and they're talking about this place.
Oh
and that
shit!
place.
Then you're
It's
gonna like now. I hadn't even thought about that. How like that's my like listening to Sublime and Snoop Dogg and stuff. Like you, yeah, you're gonna notice
kinda.
like all of the places that that the last podcast on the left dudes go eat at. You know, like I'm sure those guys never shut up about tacos, and all of like I know that Jonah Ray on all of his shit like does not shut up about taco trucks. I'm sure that Caleb and I even do it a fair amount, man.
Yeah, you guys, that and El Segundo Brewing. Second shout out, I guess. And there's a lot of. It seems like a lot of places that I need to like eat and drink when I do come out there.
Totally.
But yeah, so we'll move on from those flags.
Great.
And we'll go ahead and get into, well, if I can figure out how. All right, I'm going to send you this one in Discord as well. And this is the first flag of the main kind of goofy ones that we're going to be talking about. Oh. And if you could just describe this one to the listener.
It's like you're like I would say the most classic country flag format, like 3 vertical bars of colors is the basic, in the sense that like the Italian flag is green, white, red. The Irish flag is orange, white, red. It's like that. And the 3 bars are blue, white, blue, like royal blue, white, and royal blue. But in the left blue bar, there's a big yellow star. On the right blue bar, there's a big yellow sun, I guess. It's like a 12-pointed star.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, there's a big red Christian cross and a lion licking it that's wearing a crown. And it says Virtus et Fides, which I don't know what it means, but I would imagine it's Latin. Is that the Vatican flag?
Yep.
Wow.
This is not the Vatican flag.
Oh, okay, but it is Latin.
No,
okay.
that would be wild.
That would be the stupidest flag of the Vatican could have. Why is the thing is it's just too busy. They didn't space their shit out enough.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. There's a lot going on specifically in the middle white bar.
Yes.
Yeah, just like they need to reduce the amount of symbolism. Like there's the star, there's the sun, there's the red cross, there's the lion wearing a crown, licking the.
What would you call a lion wearing a crown?
What would I call a lion wearing a crown? I don't know. I guess I don't know, Mufasa.
I was gonna say I'd call it the Lion King.
The Lion King. I see.
Well, Mufasa, same answer.
Yeah. But the Lion King is what you were looking for a reason. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll just edit it.
Star, sun, lion, cross. Lose one of them, and really lose 2 of them. It's too much, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot going on this one. This is the flag of Recife, Brazil.
Is that
Recife? I think it's like the 4th largest city in Brazil, but
okay, wow.
Not it's not Brasilia, Sao Paulo, or Rio, so
okay,
I guess lesser known. But I picked this one for us today because 1, the Lion King reference was just too easy.
Oh, certainly.
And then 2, too easy for some of us. And the lion just like I can't tell. Can a cross consent? Because the lion is making some moves on this cross that I'm not sure are entirely wanted or warranted. I think as a viewer, you can choose not to consent.
Oh, that's true. The lion's paw is also like grabbing the cross's ass.
He's going high, he's going low, and he's like ever so gently licking the
It's totally copping a feel on the cross. That's
the part that
weird.
gets me. Yeah.
I didn't know that. So like the lion is standing upright. And its right paw is low, and it's on the cross where the cross would have an ass, and then it's up,
obviously
right. Its left paw is higher, touching the cross right below the crossbar, which is I think where the cross's boobs would be.
I think that's fair to say.
Licking it right on the tip of the crossbar, which I don't know what part of the body that is, but it does seem like an infraction.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like the hand or the arm. Maybe it's like a kissing the hand, although it's doing a little more than kissing.
Seems like a little more than. Yeah, this seems unfair.
That's why I wanted to talk about this one because it seems unfair.
Unfair is one of the safer ways to say that.
yeah, for sure. I love the fact that it also the like virtus et fides at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I know fides is like faith, and I think virtus would have to mean like virtue or something.
Sure.
Although maybe not. It may mean like valor or something like that. Like if I weren't a hack, I would look it up.
It means virtue and faith.
I know VIR. Yeah, VIR means like man or manly. So
I mean, I just looked it up. It means virtue and faith.
okay, good.
Yeah. Which
It's not being very virtuous.
no, but I don't know. Maybe the implication is like we are so virtuously engaged in our faith that we fuck the symbol of our faith.
Our faith is literally just spewing out of us.
Yeah,
and our
totally.
virtue that we can't help ourselves when it comes to a cute looking cross that comes our way.
We make out with Buddha. We have threesomes with Shiva and Ganesh, and we lick the Christian crossbar tip.
Yeah, it's something for everybody, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Those things, those like catchphrases that are like, I don't know, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. Virtue
like
and
the
faith.
motto or the
Yeah, I guess
I think
the
it's just
motto of a town is so funny to me. Like as if anyone ever needed that and it ever mattered or did anything or changed what the town was like. As if there's a person who was like, which town in Brazil should I live in? The virtue and faith one or Sao Paulo, where the slogan is everybody gets drunk. What is the Sao Paulo?
I mean, I know which one I would choose. Out of those two, anyway.
I
don't actually know the Sao Paulo flag.
Motto. Let's see.
Or motto, yeah.
Non ducor duco. It means I am not led, I lead. That's way better.
Ooh, that is
rules.
pretty cool.
I want
like
that one.
Some kind of alpha shit, but you know what? I'll take it. Yeah, no, that one is definitely better than virtue and faith.
Yes.
And crucifixion, assaults, well, I don't know. I can't think of my words right now, but
lick the cross. Lick the cross.
Is this? Am I Christian enough now? Look, I'm kissing it.
Yeah.
I'll give it tongue. Okay.
Is it gross if it's a lion fucking a cross, or is it only gross if I fuck the cross?
Yeah, this has the same energy as like Trump and a U.S. flag.
Yeah.
All those
exactly
weird videos
like.
where he comes up and he's like hugging it a little too close and weird.
Ugh.
Yeah, this lion's
yuck, dude.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that is that one. That is the flag of Recife.
I hate that flag.
I think
I hate it.
Toby Keith, I hate this flag.
I hate this flag.
All right. The next one I want to get to, because actually, there are two that I thought individually, I got to say that one to the end because it's just too good.
Oh, funny.
And I don't know what order. You know what? I'll send this one now.
Oh, wow. This is funny.
Go for it.
Wow.
What's this one look like?
This one is like the what I was saying about like old school flag format with bars or lines, but it's horizontal lines. There's a pale blue thick line. There's a white thick line, and then there's like a really thick space of the same blue up top. But popping out of the white line is a seal's head, as if it is breaking out of ice, and then above it are three snowflakes that are uniform.
Yeah. We can call them libs, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 libs. 3 cucks. And the seal is staring right at you. Honestly, like this is dorky as shit, but this is a really nice looking flag.
It's not. I do like the colors on it. Right?
Is it the flag of like Fargo or something, or like?
Nah,
Banff?
I wish. It's no.
Yeah, some town in Greenland.
This usually when I come across ones that are an extremely goofy animal, but other than that, the flag is kind of cool. It's in Russia, and this one is no different.
Oh wow, where in Russia is this?
This is the flag of Snezhnogorsk.
Wow,
which I'm sure I didn't have to, you were asking for the listener, I'm sure, but yeah, Snezhnogorsk, which I'm not even gonna bother spelling, which was a secret town. It used to be a secret town, I guess, like probably like Cold War era.
Oh my God.
Nuclear shit.
Secret town.
That was just called Murmansk 60, because I think Murmansk is a city and or region in Russia.
Yeah.
And they would just name them like Murmansk 59, Murmansk 60.
Huh.
But after the Cold War thawed, although this guy clearly, well, I guess some of the ice did, enough for him to break his little head through.
Wow, yeah, he made it.
But yeah, it's got like, what I love about this one is the expression on its face, which is just like, it just blank, basically. There almost isn't one.
Yeah, that's true. It's also like, it feels like it was made in Photoshop, which is not normally what you see in a flag. It's the flags, they don't seem like a gradient overlay
right
added to a portion of the flag. And it also see the cuts in the lion, for example. It's like simply drawn, but with lines that seem pencil drawn, or like at least by a human hand. This is like very obviously done with a computer mouse.
Yeah, like digital art.
Yeah, it's digital art, totally.
More and more flags are getting like even like some of the US redesign ones for like certain cities and states and things like that. A lot of them are gonna kind of going that way as far as well, it needs to look cool as a flag, but it also needs to look cool on a computer screen, because overwhelmingly that's where people are going to see it in this day and age.
Yeah.
More often than they're going to see it live, like flying, unless they live there. But yeah, I think increasingly there's kind of like a trend to do that and to make them very symmetrical, like this one is too. Like if you cut it right down the middle, it'd be the same either way. But
I don't know if that's true. I feel like the break in the ice is a little asymmetrical, but I know what you're saying.
Right,
Everything else about it. Yeah, fuck you, man. I win.
You have to run the show now.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I do. It's like Magic the Gathering. I get your podcast.
Exactly. Win it. But no, yeah, like the seal, I can almost see like it almost seems like something out of like a all right, hear me out. Maybe horror movie is the wrong way to go, but it seems like I can picture him breaking through the ice with his head, back turned to you, and then he just slowly turns his head so that he's facing you. And he's noticed an interloper on his ice. And you're not sure what he's going to do about it.
Yeah, it also could be a severed head, I feel like.
Shit.
It's a zombie seal whose head, it's just alone. It's the in the town, there's this old wives' tale that that in the dead of winter, these horrible poachers came by one year and killed all the seals, but one seal's head came back to life to get revenge on the townspeople for the rest of time. Here's another theory I have. I would watch that too. The dead seal's head killing all the poachers. Fuck yeah. Hopefully that's how Elon Musk goes. I guess he's not a poacher, but he's like a diamond guy. So anyway, emeralds. Okay.
Emeralds.
My other theory on this flag is that they misunderstood what someone meant when they told them that their town flag should have a seal on it.
Oh my God. I am so mad I didn't get there. But glad you did.
The thing is that I'm obviously being kind of a dumbass, but also that's possible.
No, you're not wrong.
Our town must have seal, they say.
I have
a seal.
No idea.
There are not seals here for hundreds of miles. Well, that's what they said. We have to. Okay. What is the Russian word for seal? I think that's going to answer our question.
I hope it's the same for like like the animal as it is for like the coat of arms type thing.
Yeah, same.
But I
here.
honestly don't. I don't know. I had it up somewhere.
It's Tulin. So that
so
theory
not
is out the window.
Snezhnogorsk.
No. Oh, what's
That's
this
too
one?
bad.
It's for an animal, it's the same thing. Wait, what is this?
Oh, it is. Okay.
For a sign, it's like shock. Is how I don't know how. I don't speak Russian, so I don't really know why I'm trying.
Well, Dave, I invited you on here because you spoke Russian. You
Well,
lied on your resume.
Sorry.
And,
yeah, my acting resume is old and full of lies.
You just, I understand the temptation to sneak your way into a flag podcast. I get it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I feel like I had read something other than just the fact that it was a secret city. There was something to do with the seal. I know, like, so it does say the town's main employer is a shipyard, which services and repairs nuclear submarines for their northern fleet. So it's probably like one of those things where it's like a good luck charm type thing on the.
They also probably do see seals popping their heads out of ice. Like they legitimately probably see that all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I like this flag. I wish it didn't look like it was made in Photoshop 2006, but what are you going to do?
But it's not bad. I mean, I definitely like it better than the Recife one.
For sure.
All right. And then, yeah, I think I did well saving this one for last. Let me drop this in here real quick. And if you would describe that one, that is an actual flag for an actual place.
There's like a wavy line near the bottom as if you were to indicate an ocean. So like, whereas normally the bars are just straight lines, there's like a wavy line. The bottom bar is green. The top is like much bigger and it's yellow, but the line separating them is wavy. So it's not an ocean though, because it's green. The bottom wavy bar is green. The top wavy bar is yellow. And then in the big, thick, wavy yellow bar is a horribly, horribly drawn frog that is, I like the expression on the, like the frog's facial expression and body language are kind of saying, "What's up with you?" That's like sort of what the frog is saying. It looks like it's standing up and it's like looking off flag saying, "Oh yeah, you good?" No, no, I'm gonna go to the party. Yeah, but you should come. You coming? You should come. Okay.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck flag? This is bad. Is this just something a kid drew? Because then I don't want to shit on it.
This is not something that a kid drew. This is the flag of, I think it's pronounced Hiam, Netherlands. So this one is Dutch.
Wow.
That is spelled here. I'm a visual learner. I'll type it there in the chat, but it's Hijum. I think that's pronounced Hiam.
Okay.
Might be Hiam, which Hiam sounds like something that the frog is like saying, like, Hiam.
Hiam. Wow, this town is beautiful. Jesus Christ. Man, the Netherlands looks just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a town like 400 and something people, I think.
What? Why do they have a flag? Oh my God, I wonder if my hometown has a flag. I'm from
because everywhere over there has a flag. Yeah, I did think of getting and doing your hometown flag on this episode, but I figured he'll definitely want to come back. So we'll do it next time.
No, of course. I mean, this can't be right. This is just like a flag. I Googled it.
Drop it in the chat if you can. You can copy and paste usually.
I will. It's just sort of like, I'm just saying, I don't think this is the flag of Greenwood Lake. I think this is like a souvenir type flag. I don't think this is the official, but I'm going to look just a little bit
You never
further.
know. U.S. city flags can get wild, like in either direction. Like they can be very cool. They're usually not, though. They're usually a seal on a bed sheet, as we call them. Or
I do like this logo. It's not a bad logo. It just seems like something you buy at a gift shop. Let me see. I can't really take a photo of it either. It's just like on TeePublic. I might buy one of these shirts. I got hometown pride. There's one stoplight, no grocery store in my hometown. It's 3,000 people max. It's pretty poor. It's pretty fucked up in a lot of ways. And this flag is really well designed.
What's the name of the town? Are we allowed to know it?
Greenwood Lake. That's my hometown.
Greenwood Lake, New York. All right. And what street did you grow up on? Just kidding.
Woodbine Avenue.
Greenwood Lake, New York. I guess it'd help if I typed flag. Oh, you dropped it in. Okay.
That's a link to the. I do not think, and there was a flag for sale of the same design.
Oh yeah,
that's not a flag.
No way it's that cool.
Yeah. Let's see if Orange County, New York has a flag. I'll bet you it does. And I'll bet you it's fucking stupid.
I do like the first thing that comes up when I search Greenwood Lake, New York flag is like one of those little like flags you hang up by your mailbox, like vertically.
Yeah.
And it says on lake time, Greenwood Lake, New York.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right on.
Oh, here we go. This is nice. I like this flag of my home county. I also have a lot of county pride.
What county, New York? Orange?
Orange County, New York. I'm going to drop it into the chat.
It's not terrible. They went very literal with the orange.
Yeah, which field. I think is good because, I don't know, it's a beautiful, beautiful place that just honestly, like 30 or 40 years ago, fell on really tough, hard times for some, like, honestly, capitalism reasons. And it also sort of, like, lives in the shadow of New York City and New Jersey. So it's kind of like a place with a chip on its shoulder. And it's just kind of rough. But it's fucking beautiful, and there's some great people there. So I like that it's simple. And like in my hometown, there was a big argument. I remember my family at one year it was like, "Hey, can we change our town Christmas decorations?" And people were like, "What's the fucking problem?" And literally, you know how like a lot of small towns you go into, and there's like affixed to all of the light poles. Is like a light up, mistletoe or whatever. There's one on every light pole, and you drive through and you're like, oh, it's the holidays. So my town, they just like at an auction bought random ones from different towns that were thrown away or something. So it was totally random and not uniform. There would be like a snowman, then another snowman, then mistletoe, then a Christmas tree, then a snowman. And so, like half of them were broken. And it just really made us look like we weren't trying. And that's like really what our I love it.
I mean,
like.
Hey, those are technically those are banners, so that counts, for the show.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We're talking about all sorts of I just mean it's nice that our flag is nice and simple. And I guess it started in 1683. It says 1 November 1683 under the orange tree on the flag. Is that accurate?
Well, I think that's probably just like the county was founded then.
Right. And sure. But like that's a long time ago.
I was thinking like 1683 is pretty.
I can believe a county exists before a country or a state, but that just seems unfucking believable.
Yeah, 1683 is older than I was giving it credit for sure.
Ooh, here's a list of municipal flags of towns in Orange County. Greenwood Lake is not on the list, but I went to high school over a mountain in the city of Tuxedo, which is where the tuxedo was invented.
Okay. I know you're a comic. Is that a joke? Is that
it's not a joke?
real?
It's where the tuxedo was invented.
Okay.
So Tuxedo is a really poor town, and I also my town didn't have a high school. Tuxedo did, and they were right nearby, so we had a contract with them where our kids got bused to there, and it's still
right. I heard you talk about that on the yeah.
And so Tuxedo is like a regular rural poor part of New York. And inside of Tuxedo is a massive gated community called Tuxedo Park, where to this day, like Whoopi Goldberg has a home there, and Paul Hogan and Crocodile Dundee, and like some Wall Street people, and they have their own zip code, they have their own school district, their own fire district, and there's like a 24/7 guarded gate, and there's like roads, there's like multiple, it's like a massive area, and everyone who lives in there has like a massive plot of land and a huge home. And so it's been there for a really long time, and it existed back in the Great Gatsby era of rich people having balls and galas.
In that era or area too.
Yeah, totally. And in that area, and that was like one of the go-tos of the Hudson Valley for that type of rich person, I believe. And it gets particularly humid, especially for the East Coast. And so one year I guess, the people of Tuxedo Park cut the tails off of their suits because there was like more airflow up into their suit, and thus the tuxedo suit was invented. As the tail goes, yes.
Did not know as the tail goes.
Yo, look at this. Okay, I'm going to stop nerding out on my life after this flag.
It's okay. This is a show about flags. You can bring up flags.
I'm going to. So the other funny thing about New York, Pennsylvania's like this too. They call it different things. Same with Jersey, but we're divided into counties just like any other normal state. But then the county is divided up into towns, and the towns are divided into villages. So technically, a town is actually just like a small sub-county that contains other villages, which is what most people normally call a town.
Right.
And a village is what you think of as having like 3 huts, but that's a town. And so Greenwood Lake is in the town of Warwick. And this is the flag for the town of Warwick. And it's fucking dope. I just put it in the chat. I'm a really big fan of this.
Okay.
I can't see. I got to zoom in. I can't see what's in the crest, but the coloring, it's like a 3-bar vertical flag, and it's 3 pastel colors. Purple, like sort of like a really nice, what kind of green would you say that is?
I don't know. It's not quite an olive. I don't know. It is like a Christmassy green.
Yeah, it's like a Christmassy green, and then sort of like a fuchsia-y, pinkish red sort of. You never see that on flags. I'm excited by this.
No, that is definitely a different color combination, because I would expect like that bottom color to be both on the top and the bottom.
Yes,
like because
totally.
you expect like the one in the middle is usually the one that's different, but yeah, it's definitely. I think there's like a head of cattle at the top right, and then like the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, so I zoomed in on it. Yeah, and there's like it's a seal in the middle of those 3 colors that says Town of Warwick, Orange County, New York, incorporated 1789, and there's like a circle logo in the middle. There's a cow's head, which there is farming there, and then there's a lake with a boat on it, which must be Greenwood Lake, and then there's like a piece of parchment, which might be the like, I don't know, the like
town charter.
Town charter. There you go, and then there's like an onion.
Yeah, that's the one I could not figure out.
There's also
no idea what that thing is.
In the middle, there's like
like a flute crossed in like a chain link. Or like,
Ooh, I like
chains going across.
If I could get I would put this flag up in my room.
That's not bad. That's not one that I would normally go for, but obviously.
Well, you're wrong again.
Yeah, wrong again. Well,
once again, you're wrong and I'm right.
Take me off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Fair enough. I did want to get back to Heum for a second, because that frog to me is just so. I mean, you went through basically anything and everything it could be possibly saying, but there's a funny like little. So I looked up this. It's a village in the Netherlands, and the flag itself is based on their coat of arms, like their seal, and the seal is described. It's really funny. Where did I find it? Okay, coat of arms, which I will send you the picture of. Although it's very small, so you may have to zoom. But there's the coat of arms, and it is described as in gold, a green mound issuing from the base. Hello. With on top 2 jumping green Frenchmen with open red mouths. The mound charged with a lying silver crescent below 3 golden pennies placed 2 and 1. So, yeah, I don't know that many heraldry terms, but I did not know that frogs were called Frenchmen.
Normally it's a slur in the reverse way.
Right?
The
frogs, but like,
wow.
It's just there. It's just, that's what they call it.
Crazy.
So they call, and I don't know if like, because I always grew up like thinking like, all right, that like frog nickname for French people probably comes from the fact they eat like frog legs, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it extended this far back, or I don't know, or to heraldry at all, because this thing's got to be very old, this thing. And it's got like a little smiley face at the bottom, too.
This is so bad. Oh my God.
It's really bad.
So terrible. Just update your flag. Also, even if it's old, it's like, it still was drawn by a child. Like, I kind of don't believe that it must have just been like a town like contest, and they were like, let a bunch of kids draw a
Could have
flag
been.
and we'll pick the one. Like, why wouldn't you? Why not?
Could easily be. What would you like if this frog had a name? The one on the flag.
Dave.
Okay, yeah,
I would
Dave.
name it Dave immediately, as I did. If I don't know, what would I call it? What would I call this frog? Yeah, I don't know. Its name would be like.
No, I like the idea that you only know one name and
Dave.
it's Dave.
No, it's called. No, he's like got this like Italian. He's like Tony the Pizza Frog. That's what I would call him.
I probably peaked on that one, but oh well. Tony the Pizza Frog.
I like Tony the Pizza Frog.
In the spirit of like, so on Dave's show, what's it called? You often, well, not every week, but if there's a funny enough like prompt or answer or whatever, you will get guests or get like listeners to do a Photoshop of it. I am definitely going to do a Photoshop of Tony the Pizza Frog.
Oh yeah,
I'll probably
That's
post it as
stuff.
if it's not the show's like the image for the episode, it'll be nearby. So.
And speaking of that, should we fucking rename our country's stupid ass flag?
I think it's the perfect time to do that.
Yeah, I am.
So
sorry if I was jumping the gun. I'm just very excited to.
It's perfect timing for it. We got Let's go. Let's get into it. So
this was your idea, and I love it. This is, if you're listening and you don't know, this is like one of the things we do on my show. We rename the thing that exists, and it is fun. It's very fun. It's really stupid.
It's very stupid, and that's the intent.
Which is great. Yeah.
These are flags, and this is like something that I've learned from doing the show, and probably should have known ahead of time anyway, but it will get inherently a little political. But yes, this is fun. Just like Dave said, it's fun and it's stupid. Don't take it too seriously.
I mean, our flag is just so much. That's my complaint with it. It's
a
really,
lot, and it's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. And it's not like, I don't even really hate it from a design standpoint. It actually like is interesting and nice looking. Like there's no other flags like it, and that's cool. But yeah, it's just so like red, white, blue. It's just so intense.
So many stars.
Yeah, totally. It's crazy.
How many will bomb you while you're trying to count them?
Yeah, and then we kept adding stars. That's my favorite part. We just kept, the bigger we got, the more we put on our fucking flag. It's so
yeah,
funny.
because we could have just had the 13 and been like,
and
okay, yeah, there's 13 original ones, but they were like, no, do that on the stripes.
Everybody gets its own fucking star.
Yeah, it's like that Oprah meme. All right, so I sent out a tweet, and I also put it on Instagram. I put it in both my show's Discord and in the What's It Called Discord. Ooh. And I gave an example of the kind of answer that we were looking for. So Dave and I, we can go back and forth. I think I've got 5.
I've also got 5.
Okay, perfect. And so the one that I listed as the example, and I didn't tell anyone this, but I did all mine on as fast food slogans.
Oh, nice. That's fun.
That wasn't the official theme because I wanted to like leave it kind of loosey-goosey and everything, but that's what all mine are. And I'll lead with the first one that I posted, which was Starbies. We have the stripes.
Oh, that's great. Wow. I like that. Okay, this is my first one.
All right, what you got?
50 girls, 13 cups. Yeah, I was really proud of that one. It feels really...
Yeah, that math. That's some rough math, too.
Yeah, gross. No,
I love it. Next one I had was, this was inspired by McDonald's, which is, I'm taking it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because I feel like anything we see, we just take it.
Yeah, we certainly do. All right, I got Old Flappy.
Old Flappy.
Yeah, just a real homely
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah. Old Flappy.
Old Flappy. I actually think if we called it Old Flappy, I might like it a lot more. Because that's what's good about America. What's good about America is our hokey bullshit. Like as far as like an identity for a country.
Yes.
The country's identity is like a few things. Like one, we like crank out product, and that's like good and bad. We make a lot of good art. We make a lot of bad art. We make a lot of interesting things. We kill a lot of animals and trees. You know what I mean? Horrible shit. And And then there's the thing we're like trying to dominate the entire world, and we're like, so that's horrible. Then there's the identity we have where we're fucking loud and angry and don't shut up, and we're always drunk and telling people what to do and think we're better than everybody. But then we sort of have this identity of like the old cowboy who doesn't say much.
Yeah.
But
the like rough and ready, yeah.
And he doesn't curse around his old lady. And I think that guy would call our flag Old Flappy. I got to run Old Flappy up tonight. And
I love Old Flappy.
Yeah.
I got to come up with a name for this. Is my show's flag in the background here. I got to come up with a name for that, which I haven't yet. I just call it the flag for content. But I think Old Flappy is definitely in the running.
Old
I can
Flappy,
take it.
Yeah.
All right, so next one I had going on my theme, because I am nothing if not keeping myself in a box here. This one was inspired by Burger King. I said, have it our way.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I tried to like not have a lot. I wanted to only have a couple that were a judgment because I was trying to not, but I like I fully also judge it that much.
I tried so hard, and most of the ones like Starbucks, we have the stripes was the most like just aesthetics one. All my other ones I tried and I failed to not get political with it. But anyway,
it's hard to not be really, really mad at America. All right, the cum spangled hand towel. Which is, I think, a good use of an American flag. Also, you know what else I liked when I wrote that?
Cum spangled has got me. Sorry. Go on.
It really made me realize that we don't talk a lot about how things get spangled. You know?
Yeah, nothing else can get spangled.
The banner is the only spangled thing, but really, you can spangle anything with anything. Anything.
That might
really.
be the episode title.
There's Spanglin going on all over the world every moment of the day. We just don't call it Spangling. For some reason. It's got to be stars and it's got to be on a banner if we're Spanglin.
It sounds like an old time, like an Elvis song, like a whole lot of Spanglin going on or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
No, that is really good. I had never thought about Spangled, and I do a fucking flag podcast.
Yeah.
Next one I had was inspired by KFC. This one is finger licking. Good luck with that healthcare.
God damn. So angry. Just so mad.
I tried. I really did. They all ended up like this.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Here's my next one. The Confederate flag.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty mad.
Yeah. No, there's... No, there's levels to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't seem like there are at first, but then you get to like, oh, no, actually, all right.
Yeah. Okay. No, I wrote it, and I was like, that's a little... No, yeah, I like it. Yeah.
My last one hardly makes sense. It made more sense to me when I thought of it, and then I wrote it down, and now I'm about to read it. And this was supposed to be a playoff of Taco Bell Think Outside the Bun.
Okay.
But it ended up just being drink outside with guns.
Yeah, wow, that's funny.
Although you can really only drink outside in like 3 cities in the U.S., I think. But
Think Outside the Bun. Man, Taco Bell of all the fast food places has had the most slogans. And I don't know if you...
Liv Moss, Yo Quiero.
Yeah, and even before that, you're what? You're 37? 36?
34.
34, okay.
Yeah.
So when I was a little kid, Taco Bell's slogan was run for the border.
Oh, I remember, vaguely remember that, yeah.
And then it was cross the border.
Oh, shit.
And then it was a dog saying, Yo quiero Taco Bell, which is really, I remember that being the first ad that stuck in everyone's brain that I really recall. Everyone said Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah, everyone did the little voice, which seems like maybe a problem now.
Yeah, now, we weren't really thinking about it back then.
You got one more?
I do have one more. This is a reference of a film for all you film buffs out there. The Rectangle of Sadness. There's a movie out now called The Triangle of Sadness that is supposed to be very, very, very good. It's supposed to be very funny. I haven't seen it yet.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have not heard of that, but the rectangle of
okay.
sadness, like
Shit.
whether you have or not. No.
It's accurate. It's accurate.
It hits
no matter
either
what.
way.
Yeah,
it hits
totally.
either way.
By the way, have
All
you
right.
seen Banshees of Inisherin yet?
Dude, no.
It's on HBO now. You got to see
I know.
it.
I may watch it tonight. I've got some editing to do, and then
It's the
it's
best.
on my watch list or whatever on HBO. But no, dude, In Bruges,
Yeah,
probably my favorite movie.
best movie.
And it's like a ton of the same people. So yeah, I cannot wait.
Yeah, also same writer, same director. And that guy, his name's Martin McDonough. I'm such a huge fan. He also, so the reason he got to make In Bruges was he made a short film in the early 2000s called Six Shooter that won an Oscar for, I think, Best Short. And anyway, it's for free on YouTube. I still haven't seen it, like an idiot. But
I haven't
maybe I'll
either.
do it
As somebody
tonight.
who's,
I'm such a
who's
fan.
a huge fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just leave the earth.
Just pencil that in. But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. And if I don't watch that tonight, I'm gonna
you
watch Six
should.
Shooter.
So good.
Gotta get some kind of fix.
Totally.
So yeah, as you do on your show, I put up, like I mentioned, the call on Twitter for listeners, fans, whatever, VexHeads, to answer the same question with their renames of the American flag. And figure we could go through. I didn't get like a ton of them. We could probably get to all of these if we go quick enough. Or,
Sure.
you know, if you see
Bang
one you
through
don't
'em.
care too much for, we can skip it. But
All right.
I've clicked on the top one in the Discord, which is the Twitter one. So
Sure. Let's do
I'll
it.
go first. So first off, we had Alex Wen at Turducken MRE, a name I'm sure you recognize,
Yeah.
who said, "Where's Waldo? Seriously, my God, what have you done with him?"
It's true. It does look like Waldo's
It
shirt and
does.
hat. That's
I really
funny.
like that.
Seth Mills, also a name I know well. He's got Murky, which, Old Stubborn, Little Tacky, Rocky Four, and Bubba's Lament. And Bubba's Lament, I love. That is a great name for the American flag.
Bubba's Lament.
Yeah.
Especially as a Southerner.
Yeah, totally.
I know a few Bubbas, and they do lament more seeing that flag than the Confederate one, I would say.
Yes.
All right, Bog Dude, friend of the show, friend of both of our shows at this point, said, and I'm maybe not even going to try this because it may be offensive, but he said in an extremely Inigo Montoya voice, "You keep using that flag. I do not think it means what you think it means."
Wow.
Which
That's
I did like
funny.
because, as we said, the flag is fucking everywhere here in the States. So
Yeah.
people keep
it's
using it
everywhere.
I just realized too, I gave you the long ones to read. I didn't
That's
mean
fine.
to, but
That's okay. At Apocpod had Betsy Ross's "I Love These Stars and Stripes." That's funny. Old Wavy. That's great. Biden voice. It's the Union Jack. That's funny. Fuck. The red, white, washed in blue. Hell yeah. The only flag to ever moonwalk. Nice.
yeah, that's true. It's a feather in our cap, I guess.
Yeah.
Kickacitron 5000 at Kickacitron on Twitter said, "Old colonizer."
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at Chit Chat Twit Twat said, "What flag is it?" Which is such a specific reference.
Yeah. I thought when she posted that, I was like, "Oh wait, can she not see the picture?" And then I was like, "Oh no, I get what she's."
Yeah.
I see what she's done here.
If you don't know me and you're listening, I hate Twitter, but I also didn't always, and I worked really hard on getting into it and building up a following, and I got up to I had 17,000 or so followers, and then I started getting really sad looking at Twitter, and I just didn't want to be using it, and it just really bugged me. And then I had this conversation with my buddy Jake Weissman where he was like, I deleted my Twitter and he had 400,000 followers or something. And he was like, because I hated it. It made me want to die. And I realized that it was punk to delete it. And I want to be punk. So I did it. And I was like, man, that's a really good point. You should totally do what you think is awesome. Even if you should especially do it if it flies in the face of what the recommendations for your career are, because fuck living your life that way, So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but I'm also a touring comedian and I would like to maintain the possible use of the reach having 17,000 followers is. So
Right.
anyway, I deleted all my tweets and I programmed a bot to tweet what day is it for me every day at 12:15 p.m. And so this is like, and not a lot of people in the world know me. So to make like a flag based what day is it Dave Ross joke is very endearing.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, Haley.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to click over to the
Discord ones.
The Discord ones, which is that next one down. So A Penguin, Pengwin. Oh, never mind. That was a different. That is not a rename.
That references something else.
Kind of caught that in something. Coda Otan, who is
I met him.
Kevin the Bastard from. He was on one of my episodes too. I think it was like between 7 and 9. It's the one titled obviously Boris Yeltsin in a beaver costume. So look that one up. He said the old Technicolor yawn.
Oh wow, yeah, that's great. And then Tay Devon, who I said I was coming here from Newark. It lives, I know from being a fan of What's It Called, and then we've met and hung out a few times because she lives in Jersey, and I've done some shows, and she's come to some shows. She's cool.
Lucky.
She's she's so cool. Should we just go back and forth on her?
Sure.
She's the one that has. Okay, so biggest butt napkin. That's great. That's really funny.
Works.
Yeah.
Big old bunny foo-foo.
Uncle Slam. That rules. I
really like
that.
Uncle Slam.
Yeah.
And I think she was on a kick because her final one was Smash Mouth.
Yeah, Smash Mouth is fun. And then at the very bottom, she writes, also at least once, please refer to Dave to his face as Sleepy Potato Dad.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You didn't see that, but
No.
what's up, Sleepy Potato Dad? Lay down, all you Richard Carnes.
Does that mean that Caleb is the awake potato dad?
He could be. Awake Spud
Or
Father.
Yeah, there you go.
Or something.
Happily the Sleepy Potato Dad.
And then A Penguin did have, actually they had, I think that 1350 one with the $1350, I think is because there's 13 stars and 50 stripes. It's actually pretty clever.
That is clever.
If you could standardize, flag prices in this
It is
damn
probably
country, in this
about
economy.
what it costs also. It's probably pretty accurate.
You
Yeah.
can definitely get one for that. And then they also said the pride flag for not knowing kilometers. And I couldn't agree harder.
That's funny.
There are a lot of Americans that are very proud that they don't know what the fuck a kilometer is.
Yeah. I know.
And then, if you want to go back and forth, we had a few from Nick, very common guest on this show.
Yeah.
It starts with, the static.
Yeah, let's do it. Go for it.
Okay, so his first one was Old Glory, Recent Shame.
The Star Fucker banner. Yeah. Totally.
The bombs bursting in air, and then in parentheses, have this flag on them. We sold those bombs.
That's great. The flag of Northern aggression. That's great.
Flip the script.
Yeah, totally.
You can't spell flag without U, S, and A?
Oh, man, that's awesome. That's so funny. We are the stupidest country on earth. Totally. Stars and stripes for maybe a few more years. Yeah. I love how mad we all are. It's so funny. Yeah. Everyone's so fucking mad.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then just so I don't forget, I did have two that came in on Instagram. One was from @Splunkato, that's SPLUNKATO, and that's Star Clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fimo Flags of the World, who will be on this show in February and is British, so he's very familiar with Bodie McBoatface, said, good old starry McStripe face.
Yeah.
Another winner.
It's the most British shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, starring.
It's just like a really British joke. It's very funny.
Yeah.
There's
something like reserved, but a little
silly,
kind of picks at you about it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So with that, I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you to.
Oh yeah, man.
Thank you to you. Thank you to everyone who submitted these on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, wherever you submitted them. We will probably do this again at some point if I have Caleb on. Also, hey, Dave, tell Caleb to come on.
I will.
If you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
And let's go ahead and wind down. So if you enjoyed Dave as much as I did, Dave, let them know where they can find you, follow you, all that good stuff.
Oh, thanks. This was so fun, man. I thank you for having me, truly.
Oh, of course.
My website is davetotheross.com, DAVE. TOTHEROSS.com. And I'm also at Dave to the Ross on Instagram. And those are like really the two places to find my stuff. I have my podcast, What's It Called? And then other than that, I tour some, and those dates are on my website, but I am mostly in New York doing my podcast, running around the city, doing sets, and sort of, I don't know, like, it's funny. This is like a weird thing to promote, but I like used to be a very, very busy comedian, and I'm not anymore. And I'm so happy for it. So I'm sort of sorry I'm not out in the world more, but if you're in New York, please come to a show. I'd love to see it. It's great here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I am going to be in New York. I don't know when next year, but it's on the list. I'm getting up there next year. Got a few people to see and things to do. And yeah, seeing you is on the list. So don't plan anything like midsummer.
You got it. No problem.
Perfect. Yeah. And then, anything else on your end?
I don't think so. Yeah. I got my sign off. You asked me to write a corny sign off saying.
I did. Yeah.
I got it in the chamber, man. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, really quick, most of the listeners know where to find us, but hey, having you on, we may have picked up a few new ones this week. So you can follow the show at flagged for content. Most places it is the number, like the digit 4, flagged for content. On YouTube and somewhere else. I think just on YouTube, actually. It's flagged for content, FOR, all spelled out. You can go to flagged.rocks and find my link tree. Yeah. I don't know where I got that idea.
I like it.
You can go there, and everything like is on the link tree from there. So you can find out where to support, all that stuff. And yeah, like I said, yeah, I never know how to close this show. It's other than opening it and the middle part, it's the thing that I'm the worst at, I think.
Yeah, I get it.
So
it's almost impossible to end anything ever.
I know, including this sentence even. So I've been trying to have my guests come on and close us out strong. So Dave, what do you got?
All right, here we go. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you for having me on the show. And I hope that you feel content with this episode of Flagged for Content. And if I could have played a single gunshot noise at the end of that, I would have.
I can do that.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
I don't have that many. No, dude, that was great. Content.
Yeah, you saw what I did.
Get flagged, whatever.
Wow.
I loved it. It's going in the Hall of Fame. Don't worry about it. And yeah, thanks again, man. Thanks. This was great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was dope.
Thanks. Take care, y'all.